right, welcome in to another edition of the CatCast. Your host, as always, Kat Kennison, is here, and we have Kitty here next to me. She's been sitting up here, and she decided she's going to man the board, so we've set her up a spot, and she's going to be my official mascot from now on the show. She's got a spot here, a little desk spot. The board is right there. Hopefully she doesn't pound on it, but she's decided that she wants to be here during the show. She was here for yesterday's, and she decided, I like hanging out while you're doing the show, because I'm going to pet her while we're doing it. So, it's something new. All right, exciting stuff. Also added a little lapel pin. It's God Bless America with a couple of flags on the outside. Oh, she just bit me a little bit. Maybe she doesn't want me touching her. I'll let her just sit there. But she's our mascot, and she'll hang out. I set the camera up so you guys can see her while she's doing stuff. And she's got a little stool there. And she wants to be petted again, so might have to be petting her. Anyways, we've got some great subjects today. I've got to get back to being my excited self. Yesterday I was a little mundane, not quite the cat, And I'm like, the cat has to be fully engaged. You know how the cat is, If I'm not fully engaged in my show, it just seems like I'm walking through the motions, and I can't be doing that. The cat has to be doing it like always with his passion, I'm a passionate person. Everybody knows the cat is passionate. And even my cats know how passionate the cat is, So we've got great stuff to talk about. I'm very excited about what we're going to talk about today. Okay, she doesn't want me to pet her, apparently. I don't know. Sometimes she does. Sometimes she doesn't. We'll see if she stays happy. We'll bring up these armrests the way I like them. Sit nice and tall. Shoulders back. Sit up straight. Shoulders back, my mom always said. Okay, now she's pushing against me, so she wants to get petted. All right. Let's just get on with these topics, shall we, people? We've got great stuff today. We're going to be talking about the Nobel Peace Prize again. The Nobel Peace Prize, all right? We're going to be talking about where are the Gaza supporters? Why aren't they celebrating in America's streets right now? Because Gaza has been freed. All right, I won't pet you. Oh, I don't know if that picked her up, but she's like, now she doesn't want to be petted, so she's got her spot there. She can get down if she wants. All right. What else are we going to talk about? This is just some notes I have for the Nobel Peace Prize. Oh, we want to talk about Letitia James and her mortgage fraud. She's the Attorney General of New York, and she said nobody is above the law. Now she's like, why are you coming after me? Well, because you're the Attorney General for the state of New York, you should probably be obeying the laws. I mean, you got to set an example. I mean, if there's anybody you should go after, it's this person here. All right? It has nothing to do with getting revenge, even though she went after him for basically overvaluing his stuff, which was untrue. Her assessment, $18 million, and the thing's worth $1 billion probably, was a ridiculous assessment. And but what she did is she cost $1,900 to the taxpayers because of taking advantage of the mortgage exemption on 2 houses instead of her main residence. Okay, this is a secondary house. I only have one house. I don't know. These people have multiple houses, and then they're still trying to rip off the government, rip us off, is a little bit ridiculous, I think. I'm not big into that. We'll set this baby up because she's decided to leave the show. Get her back where we like her. All right, our cameras are all good. Those are what we're going to do, but I know I'm going to tangent off of several of the subjects. But we're going to get this show going right now with the Nobel Peace Prize. So the announcement was today, and Trump didn't get it, of course. And the lady that got it is the opposition leader in Venezuela from Maduro. So the lady that's running against Maduro That's who they gave it to. I'm not sure why. I don't know what she did to engage peace. Because, I think they're going to end up having, a civil war or something to get out of that dictatorship. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm not sure why she got it. And they had the Nobel Peace Prize guy there, and he basically said that they have a bunch of people in a room and they make this decision. But I wanted him to say, why did she get it instead of Trump? Because Trump ended 8 wars. If ending wars is not what the Peace Prize is for, then maybe we should have the directions on what this thing is actually for, because that's what I thought it was for, and it really doesn't appear that it's for that, and that's kind of lame in my opinion. The lady that got it, they're saying she probably got it, though, because she's a right person, on the conservative side, maybe. But I'm like, it doesn't mean anything. This Nobel Peace Prize is now just an award for whoever they feel like giving it to. It doesn't actually have anything to do with peace. And I think it's a joke. Mr. Nobel, or Dr. Nobel, I don't know if he was a doctor, is rolling in his grave right now, that they called this thing after him, and it should be changed to the whoever we want to celebrate award. It has nothing to do with peace. That's for sure, in my opinion. And the reason I'd like to say that, Obama got the award for stopping nuclear proliferation. How did he stop nuclear proliferation exactly? Like Trump blew up Iran's nuclear facility. If that's not stopping nuclear facilitation, I don't know what is. That was taking it away from the most dangerous people on the planet that would actually use it and end the world. They're that crazy, these people. And, they want that bomb. They want it to kill people. I know that their whatever spokesman says, it makes us people proud to make a nuclear. You guys are way late to the table. Tons of countries have already done it. What do you mean it makes your people proud? That's a lame excuse that you're giving as an excuse, and I don't buy it. Because I'm like, okay, if that makes you proud, we're going to just keep taking you out because we don't trust you. I don't believe that for... You know what would be cool? You come out with something that nobody else has ever invented. That would make your people proud, but not a weapon. How about a vehicle, How about something that's really cool, that actually is productive in society, So Trump should have got it. The EU got it, the European Union got it in 2012. I don't even know why they got it. They just gave it to themselves, I guess. So it's a joke. It doesn't mean anything. So I want to no more care about their word, give it no more attention, and we need to come out with a real peace prize. We'll call it the Trump Peace Prize. That really has to do with peace. I like it to say that at the end. The Trump Peace Prize that really has to do with peace, and we'll give it to Trump for the first year, and then after that, our award will be about what people do for peace. And the Nobel one will just be whatever they give for somebody to do something stupid. Here's an award for you. It's a trophy that doesn't mean anything. Here's a trophy for you. It's a participation one. Only one person gets it a year? Yes. Whoever we like, we give it to. If we don't like them, they don't get it. Do the accent because foreign countries are making these decisions, you know? I like to know the votes. I like to have them write down why the person gets it from each person that votes, if it's a group of people that vote this thing, you know? Because right now, I guess I know they're known for their Nobels in physics and in other categories. You know, the Nobel Award is like not just for peace. They have several categories. Are all the categories a joke or just the peace category? I'm very interested to know if we can trust no Nobel Awards anymore and only have to make new awards for everything. Are they all just a joke? The cat wants to know. Are they all just a joke? It's very interesting to Cat. He would like to know because he's not big on it. He's not big on it himself, no. The Nobel Peace Prize, it's a joke. I can't believe they didn't give it to Trump. All the wars he stopped, you know. And the one in Ukraine and Russia will be stopped in his administration. I can guarantee that. It's not going to go on for another 3.5 years. So that's going to be war number 9 that he has stopped. Almost 10. What did the Nobel Committee want? We wanted him to stop 10 wars. He stops 10. No, 11. He stops 11. 12. We'll just keep moving it up so he can never reach the number. Infinity. He must stop infinity wars. Infinity wars, like in the Marvel Universe? No, not that one. I'd have to pay for permission. No, not Infinity Wars. No. He will never win it. We don't like him. One lady today said, I think they'll give it to him next year. This is for 2024. I laughed my butt off. Like, they're going to give it to him next year. Yeah, next year we'll give it to you, Trump. Next year. Sure. That's what they say to everybody that doesn't win. We'll give it to you next year. Not. Yeah, I don't see that happening. That's a joke. And the Nobel Committee is a joke now. I don't care about the Nobel Committee. They're worthless. Because the lady they elected, sure, she's a good lady. You know, I like what she's doing. But, come on now. This is just ridiculous. It really is. All right. Should we move on? We're at 13 minutes on this topic. It's pretty covered it, though. I'm trying to think of what else I could talk about it for. That's about all I got on that one. I even did my notes topic. All right. Let's move on to where are the Gaza supporters? Why aren't they celebrating in American streets right now? They've been fighting for Gaza to have an independent state for years now, and there's nobody out there celebrating now that they're getting it. Do they just, protest because they like to be upset? And even when they get something good, they don't even pay any attention to it, I mean, that's just stupid. I'm like, why do they have to do this? Why can't they just now celebrate that they got what they wanted? Is it not what they really wanted? Did they not want them to have a state? Did they just want to take away another country's statehood? I really wonder, because when you get what you want, like when people win the Super Bowl, people go out celebrating, yeah, So this is like a bigger deal than that. You're getting a state finally. You're finally getting your Palestinian state. And you don't go out and celebrate? I see them celebrating over in Gaza and in Israel. Why aren't the people here celebrating that we're making such a big deal about it? Where's that one guy that, was all down in everything, fight the power, and he's nowhere to be seen. Where is that guy? Where are these people? Shouldn't they be celebrating? Where's Rashida Tlaib at? Why isn't she out there celebrating? I don't think they ever wanted peace or a state. I think they just want to destroy Israel. Prove me wrong. Come out and say some good stuff. Prove me wrong. People I just called out. Come on now. And all you other people that been protesting about this for all the college campuses where people are protesting this crap. Why is there nobody out there now celebrating? What is this crap? Oh, Kitty's back. She's going to go on the porch? She's going on the porch. She's not going to hang out. I thought she was going to actually be with me through the podcast, and turns out, nope, she's doing whatever she's doing. Oh, well. Where are these people, though? You know? I mean, they camped out in tents when they were protesting. I don't see them, spending weeks out there, but they don't even come out for a day to cheer, wave the flags, and be like, yeah, all right. I'd wave the Palestinian flag and the American flag together. I'd be, yeah. No, we don't see that. What? Why not? Why don't we see that? I don't know. I don't know if they were really protesting what they told us they were protesting about. What do you guys think? That's just my opinion, because I don't see them getting all excited now. They should be. Gazan people are. Israel is. So I don't get it. And it's discouraging, because I think everyone should get out there and be like, this is great. Now we don't have to worry about the anti-Semitism anymore, right? Can that be gone with? Right? Come on now. Isn't the whole thing was they didn't like that Israel was oppressing those people. So if they're not being oppressed anymore, everything should be all right. Okie dokie. Smoky. Yeah, lemon squeezy, easy peasy, people, right? It is done. Yeah, celebrate good times. It is here, my friends. I love it. I'm so happy. I can't hold back my excitement. How happy I am, that this peace is finally here. I seen people on the news saying, man, George H. Bush didn't think this would ever get done. The first Bush, 41, didn't think this would ever get done. And it's done. It is amazing. It took 47 to get to it. We went from 41 to 47 before it happened. I mean, there were quite a few before that too, but that's when he was in office. So it's pretty cool, that we get to see it in our lifetime. And I mean, the chills are up and down my arms and on my back. I'm just so happy because it really looks like it's happening now, because all the other countries are on board with it, basically. When you got Saudi Arabia back in it, and Qatar, and all the other Arabian countries, it's hard for them not to be on board with it. Everybody's like, hey, we're doing this, and they're going to do something with that place. They're going to have jobs now. They're going to probably have a resort. I'm saying get an amusement park there. You guys can bring in the tourism. I saw the path of all the people returning to their homes along the beach, and I was like, man, that's a gorgeous beach. They got a lot of property there. They could put up hotels and stuff. People would come, as long as it's safe. People will come. And that'll give the people stuff to do. They'll actually feel good about their lives, make families hopefully settle down, and actually produce things for the society. That's what I'm really happy about. The way it's going to hopefully give them something. Like work makes people feel like they've done something. When you don't work at all, it's depressing. You gotta have that feeling of accomplishment, that I did something for humanity, and it makes you feel better when you do that. It just lifts you up, and I think everybody needs that. As long as you like your job. If you hate your job, it can be a downer, but if you like your job, no job's perfect. Everything gets repetitive, but you got to go in and give it your best, and actually enjoy what you're doing, and you can you can make it a good experience. I think that is the case anyways. You don't love everything you do, but you can engage people. You can make it a more pleasant experience for sure if you put in the effort to do so. You have to be part of that effort, though. You can't just expect it to come from others. You have to be on it yourself and engaged and accepting of it. It's like being hypnotized. If you are not willing to accept hypnotism, then you won't be able to be hypnotized. And it's kind of the same thing with manifesting. If you want to make these things happen, you have to believe that you can achieve your goals. All right, let's move on. That was a little bit of a tangent. I always go off, though, onto other things. You know how I am, moving around to different subjects here and there and everywhere. That's the way the cat likes to do it. All right. Letitia James, the AG of New York, was all about, I'm going to get Donald Trump. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Then when she gets in and she didn't find anything on him, she makes up a case against him about real estate fraud or whatever, even though everybody got paid back and her numbers were ridiculous numbers. I mean, if anybody could just make up values, like one time I wanted to get refinanced and another place came in and, I bought this house for like $59,000 way back when I bought it. And they came in and said my house was only worth like $16,000. That's absurd. There's no way my house was only worth $16,000. But basically, they just didn't want to take over my mortgage, so they lowballed me to say they didn't want it. They weren't interested. But there's no way my house had depreciated thousands of dollars. The land alone would probably be worth $16,000. I'm like, gee, it's a little bit crazy, I thought. Anyways, we ended up getting refinanced with another mortgage company. It didn't matter. But that's a thing that says, everybody can make up numbers when it comes to how much something is worth. But the bank's going to make sure that those numbers, they agree with them. And then they're going to make sure you agree with them, And that's what they did with Donald Trump and his mortgages. Everybody was fine with the evaluations. Everybody would get their independent evaluation as well. You don't just go by what somebody else says generally. And, there's no way that one was a legal one or a fair one, though, that what those people gave, because there's no way the house could have been. I guess I looked at a lot of houses when I went to buy my house, and I saw houses in the $30,000 range as well. As I ended up buying one about $60,000, but I saw ones in the $30,000 house, and my house was way nicer than those, And I'm like, this lady has no idea what she's even doing. I don't know if she ever looked at a house my size, a one-bedroom house or not, but I was like, I looked at 50 houses probably before I found my house. I had to look at a lot of houses, and most of them in a lower range like that. They need TLC, which means tender love and care, which means they're not ready to move into. You got to do stuff to them even to move in. And I wanted to find a house that I could move into. This house you could move straight into. I didn't have to do any extra work to it. So, it wasn't a fair evaluation what they gave me. And same thing as her making her evaluations for Trump's property. Those were ridiculous evaluations that nobody would actually go by. When the property is on the beach and in a particular area, it's worth more money than if it's landlocked and, not by the beach, okay? Not, say it's up north, okay? That land is cheaper than down in Florida. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't know because she's in New York. But New York's pretty expensive, too, for real estate. So I don't know what she's like. All I know is she said nobody's above the law. Now that she's in trouble for doing mortgage fraud, because she was claiming that she had, that this other house was her primary residence. She listed both as primary residence. And you can't do that because you get a mortgage exemption. You don't even get that on one house. because otherwise you're kind of taking advantage of the system. You got multiple houses and you're claiming you need a discount. You don't need a discount. You got an extra house. You're doing fine. Okay, so I don't know how she's going to get out of this one, because unless some dumb idiot says, well, I takes the blame for it and says I did it. She signed the papers and stuff. So I don't know how she's going to get out of that one. Maybe she'll claim ignorance, but I don't know if ignorance of the law is even a defense for this type of thing. And I don't know how she can claim that she doesn't know that she can only have one mortgage exemption. I know that, okay? I think lots of people know that. That it's the whole point of the system. The house you're living in, you can get an exemption on it, but you can't on other houses, because once you get another house, then you're considered much better off. You got two houses. It's like you're getting two cars. Most people only have one car, So, yeah, you get extra of a thing, and they don't want to give you the discount. It's pretty fair. What she did was wrong. It cost the taxpayers $1,900 at least. And she's supposed to be the Attorney General of the state of New York. And she's doing things like this. That's why she shouldn't have her job either. She needs to be relieved of her job. And I don't know if she's a lawyer or not, but I don't know if it's worthy of being disbarred, but it's I don't know. It's karma. She doesn't like that karma has come back to get her, and that's just where it is, I guess. But that's not. It's neither here nor there. She's the one that brought this on, and she's really not a nice lady. She seems to be a pretty nasty lady, and I don't know. It's coming out, so. We will see what happens with that case. It'll be interesting. I think we covered all our topics. We're right on time. I think I did all right. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about, but I think it was off on a tangent a little bit, and I can't remember exactly what it was now. So I won't worry about it, I guess. We'll cover it tomorrow if it comes back to me. Yeah, I think that's about it, though. Been a good show today, and I was really excited to do it today. I was pumped up for this one, and I'm glad to keep doing these, keep pumping them out, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. Please keep liking, sharing. I appreciate everybody that's trying to get me more views and stuff. It's harder now that they're spread over the different platforms for me to actually get an idea of how much I'm getting, because they're all spread out now. Before it was all localized to Podbean, but now it's spread to YouTube and Facebook. But I really think the video adds to the show, especially when the cat's in here. And I don't know, you get to see me adjusting my glasses about 100 times a show, and waving my hands around, whatever. So, yeah. All right. I got to open back up my white box back here. I minimized it to get rid of that glare. Did you guys notice I minimized the one box to get rid of the glare? See, now it's back. But I found out I have another clock on my other software here. But it's a lot smaller. I like that bigger clock. But I need to be able to, I don't like having the big reflection on my glasses. So I tried to minimize that for that. I keep doing little tweaks, trying to make the show better, trying to keep my mouth to this side so you can actually see my mouth and I'm not just right behind the pop screens. So I keep trying to do things, try to look at the camera more, eye contact. So I'm doing the best I can with the show, and I appreciate everybody, weighing in and giving me likes and comments, and I'll just keep trying to put out good shows, and I guess that's about it. Thanks for listening again. This is your host, Cat Kennison. This was the Catcast. We will catch you tomorrow for another great show. Chaba cha, people. We'll see you later. Bye now.